The hoopla behind that, man, like, it was wild, dude. The sideline was like actors, hip-hop, rappers, like everybody, and it was like, and now in this world, like social media cameras everywhere, I was like, is this like, are they filming like a TV show or is this a football? Like, it was crazy.
Everybody, we've got a huge one today. We've got one of the most legendary college football players ever. Before he was even in college, he was the Gatorade Player of the Year at Mater Dei High School. Then he won the Heisman at USC. Then one of his teammates won the Heisman at USC. Actually, I don't know if the order's right. But then he made some coin in the NFL. Did a tour around the NFL. And now he's one of the best analysts in the college football game. Today we are joined by Matt Leinart. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? Gatorade Player of the Year. Shit, I haven't heard that in a while.
That's right, though, right?
It is.
Nice.
2001, I think.
Did my research.
I did. I see that.
Damn, so playing at Mater Dei is no joke. You're a SoCal legend. Mater Dei, USC. Now you're like one of the most famous guys in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is it tough to walk around here? Are people still kind of shouting you out?
Dude, you know what's funny, man, is I grew up in Southern California. Grew up in Orange County, which is 45 minutes from here. So SoCal is my home, but now, like, I'm 41 years old, and now, because I've kind of gotten into the social media world more and streaming all of these things, I walk around and it's more about social media than football. I don't think people remember. Sometimes I forget that I play football. So I think people are always like, oh, shout out your Instagram or this or that, and like Manhattan Beach Dads and all the stuff that I do around town. I feel like I take it as a compliment. I'm like, I did play football back in the day, but it's been so long. But no, it's been fun, man.
It was a different age of college football, right. And it's a different brand of football now. What do you think the biggest difference is between current day college football going into this season and when you played?
I mean, gosh, everything has changed. Just the game itself, the evolution of the game, especially offensively. When I played, I joke, like, my oldest son's a quarterback and he's never been under center in his life. So like just like the simple things of,
right.
I was a true pocket passer, under center, play action, West Coast system, all these things. And that was just, less than 20 years ago. Now the game has evolved to spread and RPO and playing fast and seeing how many plays you can run, all these things. It's just a faster game. Defensively, it's just evolved. And then now just, NIL and just the world of college athletics now, kids getting paid. Like, it's just a different, social media's had an impact on that. So it's a whole different world of all the way from youth sports all the way to college.
Totally. All right, so this is Party Chat. Every time I hit the button, I'm going to hit you with a new question.
Okay.
You ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. First off, we've got...
I can't believe you didn't bring a button. Dude.
I know. I feel bad about that. This is the button today. All right, quarterback Oklahoma drill. I name a quarterback. You tell me if you beat them in an Oklahoma drill. And we can say prime Matt Leinart.
Do you see what I look like right now?
Yeah,
prime Matt Leinart was like 15 pounds heavier, dude. I wasn't.
All right, perfect.
Actually,
We're talking that guy.
Okay, I actually got a funny story, though, when I first started playing quarterback, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we'll hit that right after this. Quinn Ewers.
Oh, I'm going to get Quinn. I just saw Quinn. I'm going to get him. He put some weight on. He's like 205. I think I'll get Quinn, though.
All right.
I'm like, I got 4 inches on him, too.
Nice. Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, that's a good one. I think Shedeur might get me. Quarterback Oklahoma drill, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, I don't think any coach is going to do this.
By the way, absolutely not. If we ever did a Oklahoma drill, we'd get benched.
Yeah, it's probably the worst drill I've ever come up
with.
It's
kind of the worst drill of all time. It's like, it's so stupid.
This is kind of the worst question of all time.
No, it's not. It's like, it's so funny because you still see like Oklahoma drills, some people do it, and it's like, what are we trying to accomplish here other than just like beating our brains in and seeing who's tougher? But it's like, someone's walking away hurt.
I think football and basketball coaches are constantly battling to see who can come up with like a more useless and like injury-prone drill.
Dude, it
seems like
although it does get the team hyped a little bit. Like
it does.
But it's useless.
All right, moving down the list, a big guy in his prime, Tim Tebow.
Oh, dude, he trucked me, dude. Are you kidding me? Tebow would truck me and then just stand over me and go score, dude. That guy the guy's bigger now than he was playing.
Yeah, stand over you and quote Psalm 23 or whatever.
He would do the Tebow, dude. Remember that?
Oh yeah, true.
It was awesome.
It's crazy how much hate he got back in the day. I want to talk about that a little bit more in a second. Pat Mahomes.
I think Patty Mahomes would get me too, dude. I got to be honest with you, man. Like I'm not one of those guys that says I'm going to beat everybody. I just don't care. I'll get trucked. My prime, I put up a good fight. I want to tell a story. My first year tackle football at Mater Dei, I was a linebacker too. So I did the Oklahoma drill.
Oh my God.
I was a starting quarterback and I was a starting outside linebacker because like they didn't really know who I was. I was big. I was tall.
You're going both ways.
Dude, I was going both ways. I played
quarterback, linebacker is crazy mix.
Right? I was like 6'4", $180, dude.
Wow.
I played outside. I played Sam linebacker in a 3-4, so I was outside. And I did the Oklahoma drill a couple times in training camp. I was like, what am I doing? And then my first game at QB, I played pretty well. And they're like, all right, dude, you're not playing linebacker. I literally played linebacker for 2 quarters, dude. But it was
crazy.
awesome. So I tell everybody, I was like, I was a borderline linebacker too before I played.
Have you kept up with any of the star players? I mean, Mater Dei is a star factory. Have you kind of like kept up with
the greatest high school player of all time? Could you I mean, you probably don't know much about Mater Dei history. I played with him. I will argue this till the day I did.
Can I have a hint? Because I might get this.
I played with him at USC.
Oh shit!
He is a year older than me. I'm telling you right now, he's the greatest
quarterback.
He played quarterback with me, and then when I ended up starting, he was a running back and a safety, All-American on both sides of the ball.
Our producer knows. What is it?
Dude, I'm telling you. Look, pull up highlights. The greatest high school player I've ever seen, and there would be thousands of people in that era that would co-sign with me. Matt Good.
Ooh, I don't think I know that name.
Dude, so
Grudy Good?
Groots, we call him Groots. Shout out to Groots.
That is a crazy name.
So Matt Good, Orange County kid, look him up.
Yeah.
He was a Butkus finalist at USC, ended up playing linebacker for us all the years we won the titles. All that he was great. He was an All-American. He was a running back at Mater Dei. And he was a safety. So remember DJ Williams?
No, sorry.
You guys are young. Okay, so DJ Williams, remember De La Salle when they won like 150 games?
I know
so
De La Salle.
We played them in that era. They beat us twice. DJ Williams was also one of the best I've ever seen. He was the #1 player in the country that year. Matt was the #2 player in the country that year. So Matt's junior year, we played Long Beach Poly when they were rolling. They had like that year they had Kareem Kelly. They had like 50. They were like basically what Mater Dei and Bosco are now. Like their whole roster was D1. He ran. You could look. I think he ran for like 200 yards on them, and also had like 9 tackles, a pick. Blah blah. He was player of the game on both sides of the ball in the CIF finals. He's a legend. He's kind of like, you know what? Like he actually remember Shea Cotton. You guys remember Shea Cotton?
I don't think so.
Dude, I'm totally aging myself.
You're exposing me.
People are gonna watch this and they're gonna. Okay, Shea Cotton was a living legend. He was on like, Matt Barnes, all these other pods that talk about basketball. They're like, dude, Shea Cotton was the greatest player to like kind of never make it. Matt made it. Matt played in the CFL, bounced around the NFL a little bit. But he's like a legend, dude.
Damn.
Got to pull up his highlights.
Yeah, all right, we'll play him. I think what we could do is, what we're going to do, Matt, is we're going to have you say the greatest high school player of all time, like you said earlier, and then it's going to cut into this hype highlight mix. It's going to be sick. Yeah. And we'll put some respect on Matt Grudy Good or whatever his name is.
Dude, greatest high school player of all time.
All right, let's finish these Oklahoma drills. Johnny Manziel.
God, so I love Johnny. I think I'd beat Johnny. He's just a little crazy in a good way. He's tough as hell. But I feel like I just got a lot of size on him. But I got to get lower than him. But I don't know. I think that would be a good one.
Yeah, even match. Yeah. CJ Stroud.
Oh, CJ Stroud would get me. He's young, dude. He's like 20 years younger than me.
Yeah. Well, no,
dude,
we're saying
by the way,
prime USC, Matt.
Prime Leinart. USC, Matt is not getting an Oklahoma drill, dude. Right. I'm chilling on the sideline with my flip-flops, my tank, and my hat on, dude.
All right, perfect. All right, I need you to just give me an answer just because I need a good one. Just tell me how crazy this would be if you just truck this guy, Tom Brady.
Oh, I think I could truck Tom.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I could truck Tom.
Let's go.
That's the one I can get.
All right, perfect. Let's move on. All right. We're going to build the biggest cheat code quarterback in college football history. So I'm going to name an attribute or a characteristic, and you tell me who we're pulling from.
All right.
Speed.
Michael Vick.
That's a good one. Virginia Tech Michael Vick was next level.
Dude, he started it all, yeah.
Let's go leadership.
Oh, leadership. Damn. Let's go. Well, you know what? Let's go Tim Tebow.
Nice.
Great leader. You know,
agree.
you've seen the locker room speeches.
Yeah, and then he goes out there and he's like, "I promise we're not going to lose another game."
Yeah.
If you're in the locker room, you got to be kind of like, "Dude, come on." Now we got to do
Like,
that.
what are we doing, bro? So I got Tebow and Vic. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great start. Accuracy.
Oh, accurate. I'll go Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. I like that. Clutchness.
Joe Burrow.
Ooh.
He only had the 1 year, but
Yeah,
damn, he was good.
that was a great year.
I mean, this guy. This is all timer right now.
Oh, absolutely. Josh, can we like piece this together? Yeah, like a person. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Sweet. Toughness.
Oh. Let's go Manziel. That's you don't have to be like massive to be tough, but Manziel was tough. He's just tough, dude. He's a competitor.
Nice. Big play ability.
Big play, Vince Young.
Ooh. Does that one hurt to say?
Dude, I've seen so much of Vince Young the past 2 weeks. It's honestly like it's making me want to vomit, dude. And I love Vince is my boy, but I was in Texas doing some work. Vince was all over the TV this week. I'm just like, dude, can I just not? I can't escape this. It's been 20 years, dude. I cannot escape that damn game.
All right, speaking of that, we got another one. 2005 USC versus the best teams in college football history. Who wins? Your team, 2005 SC versus 2019 LSU.
Well, see, listen, I'm going to say, okay, so I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to say 2004 USC because we didn't lose. We lost in 05. I can't say much about 05 because we didn't finish the season undefeated.
Okay,
I will put that offense up against anybody and we'll score on anybody. I'm going to say 04. So my 04 USC team is usually in the conversation of top 5 of all time. I think that's just everyone talks about that.
Okay.
Of course, man. I would take our squad against anybody.
Okay, well, damn.
And a lot of people say like, this is what bothers me about this, okay? This is what bothers me about this question and this debate. Because everyone immediately goes to, oh, well, they sucked in the NFL. And then they'll look at me like, oh, well, like, it doesn't, we're talking about college.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about the best college team.
100%.
Now, because when Miami was loaded, right, they had like 100 dudes.
Yeah.
And a lot of them went on to play great in the NFL. It doesn't matter, though. So I'm just saying our USC team, we had a lot of dudes making the NFL and had good careers. Maybe not as many as some of those, but in college, I'll take my squad against anybody.
Okay. For the clip, I'm gonna force you to answer each one. But let me restate. It's 2004 USC versus the best teams in college football history. So you guys versus 2019 LSU. What's the score? How about that? We'll say what's the score? You 20.
It's gonna be high scoring.
Yeah.
Because their defense was eh.
Yeah.
Their defense was just average. Our defense was nice. We had a top 3 defense in the country that year. But their offense was nice.
Yeah.
They could put up some points.
Yeah.
I would say we win probably, I mean, we're going to put up at least 50. We put up 55 in Oklahoma that year. So we're going to put up 50. We'll probably give up 45. It's going to be a high scoring game.
Damn, that's an instant classic.
Oh, it's instant classic. People want to see that too. We should.
Your 2004 Trojans versus 2008 Florida.
Urban Meyer's team, we're smacking Urban's team. I tell him this all the time, dude. Urban's team would have had nothing against us.
All right.
By the way, they shouldn't even have made the national championship game. If USC beats UCLA, that the end of that year, I think we got upset like 13-10 in a terrible game. They don't even go to the title game. We should have won that game. So they basically went by default. Any Urban team coach, I'm looking at you, coach, we would have smacked.
That's
smacked.
Incredible. 2004 SC versus 2013 Florida State. Jameis Winston.
Oh, that's not even close either.
You gonna make him eat the L?
Oh, they didn't have enough. Although we're very similar kind of styles of play, so I like that team, but they didn't have enough playmakers.
Okay, how about 04 SC versus 05 Texas Longhorns?
You had to bring that up. I mean, I'm gonna say my 04 team is the best of all time.
All right,
that Texas team was nice though.
Yeah, they were nasty. A couple more. Your team versus 2024 Georgia this year. Carson Beck and the boys.
no teams now, like they wouldn't have beat us. We're too this age different, man. A little softer generation. I had some good athletes, but we were tougher back then.
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we were tough back in my high school days.
More. Yeah. Where were you? Were you linebacker?
I played quarterback as well.
Did you?
Yeah. You can pick that up. You didn't get the quarterback aura.
I was maybe fullback. I don't know.
Oh shit! Yeah, I put on a couple pounds since then. I did tackle Zeke Elliott in high school. I did. Yeah. He called me a bad name.
Ohio? Were you?
No, Missouri.
He's from Missouri.
He was St. Louis. I was Kansas City. Big rivalry. Last couple here. 04 SC versus 05 SC. I think I know the answer to this.
Yeah, 04.
Got it.
I'm telling you, our 04 team, I'll just take them against anybody.
And then last one, 2001 Miami.
Yeah.
What's the score?
Honestly, I think that's a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Both defenses are nasty. I think that's like a 17-14 game. We edge them out with a field goal at the end.
Let's go.
Yep.
Those are awesome.
Greatest team of all time, man. 04.
How about 2004 USC versus the 0-16 Detroit Lions?
Dude, that's my boy Dan Orlovsky's team.
Yeah, when he ran out of the end zone.
When he ran out of the end zone. Shout out to Dan for running out the end zone.
That's crazy.
By the way, I'll settle this right now. You could take the worst NFL team of all time, and they are whooping the best college football team of all time by 50 points. It's not even close.
Wow, that's a take. I see that debate going on
close,
all the time.
Dude, it's not even close.
Yeah, you don't think?
Not even close.
You don't think that 04 SC could
not even close.
Really?
We would get smashed.
Wow.
It's men amongst boys, dude. It's not even close.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. People say that all the time. I'm like some of the Bama teams that were really good, even LSU. It's like those guys they're not scoring that against.
Well, you
NFL
look at
defense.
some of those rosters, and like 2019 LSU, for example, and they have like 5 NFL guys who are skill position players on offense who end up translating well to the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that take comes from. But you think,
but it's also like in college, there's always, even on some of the best teams, there's always 2, 3, even take the best teams. There are probably 2 or 3 guys on each side of the ball that are good college football players that never make the league. Think about how many guys. I mean, think about that LSU team. Yeah, Chase and Jefferson and Burrow are great, and they were great. But like the defense, like I could maybe name 2 guys or 3 guys on that defense that are in the NFL now.
Yeah,
like that's. Like there's 8 guys that you could pick on in college. So NFL teams, like it's not even worth debating. It's like the high school basketball, like the best high school basketball team playing like the worst. It's like it's not even close.
Okay, nice. You've convinced me. I think that's a smart take. So the Pardon My Take guys just asked another SC guy, Caleb Williams, if he could have 10 Super Bowls, but one Chicago Bears fan, he would have to kill them. One Bears fan would die, but in return they would get 10 Super Bowls. If you could run it back, and that's like what you're up against in the NFL. You can win 10 Super Bowls, but you have to kill a fan.
Dude, I'm not in the business of killing anybody.
Okay,
dude.
fair enough. Fair enough. I figured.
Dude, what did Caleb say?
Wanted to check. He said he would kill the person. So.
Did he?
Yeah, it's that SC education.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, he was only at SC for a year and a half anyway.
True.
So.
Yeah, he didn't sook it all in.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't take ballroom dancing like me.
Did you really?
Oh, 5th year, dude. Ballroom dancing.
Damn.
2 credits.
Did that translate on the field?
It did not.
Okay.
But it made my senior year fantastic.
I bet it did. Okay. EA Sports 25 just came out.
Yeah.
They have the 10 toughest places to play in college football. I want to see if you can name all 10 of them.
Okay.
All right, ready? I'm going to cross them off as you go.
10 toughest plays.
Toughest stadiums to play in.
Yeah, LSU.
LSU is one.
Oregon.
Oregon's not on the list.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's got to be on the list.
Ohio State.
Wait, Tennessee's not on the list.
Dude, what list? Where'd you get this list from?
It's the official ratings that are in the game.
Okay, let
me
me just stay in the SEC for like 10 schools.
I would
Georgia,
say Tennessee. I think all college football players say Tennessee or LSU is the toughest place.
Penn State. That's in there for sure. Okay, so Penn State, LSU, Alabama, I'm sure.
Alabama's on there. Brian Denny.
Georgia, I'm sure is on there.
Georgia.
I would say Florida.
No, I went
Swamp?
to a game at Georgia last year, Mizzou, Georgia. I didn't think the fans were, and it was a close game. I was not impressed. Florida's on there though.
Florida's on there. Michigan.
Didn't make the cut.
I wouldn't say. I'm going size. Texas.
Somehow Texas is not
Dude,
on the list
toughest
either.
state. Is this a trick question? Are there any? Utah.
Utah's not on the list. I honestly, when I saw this list, I was like, they're like engagement baiting on Twitter.
Right.
Like they just want people to talk about how Tennessee's not on this list.
Yeah, this is okay. Give me a couple conferences.
You got some Big Ten. You've got
Some more Big Ten. Okay, so I said Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's on the list.
Yeah, that's a cool spot.
You had Big Ten, SEC, and ACC left. Or no, sorry, just Big Ten and SEC.
SEC. So you got, I mean, it's not Ole Miss or Mississippi. It can't be. Unless they're on there, that's not right.
Nope.
Georgia, Tennessee, Auburn.
Not on the list.
I was gonna say that shouldn't be on the list. Big Ten. Who else? Who else in the Big Ten? Iowa.
There's one obvious one that you didn't say.
I said Michigan, Ohio State, Penn
Oh,
State.
you said Ohio State?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
That's on the list.
Which one? Okay, which one?
So you got three left. You got three left.
In the SEC.
One is the biggest stadium in college football, I think.
Texas A&M.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that's the biggest, but that's tough.
Oh shit! I thought it was.
No. Tennessee, Penn State, and Michigan. I think Tennessee's the biggest. Those are
Okay.
the three biggest, I think.
So they should be the 12th man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last two, I'll spoil it, are Oklahoma and Florida State. Who are we missing on that list? Tennessee's definitely needs to be on
Tennessee,
that list.
Florida State, maybe when they're rolling. I would say Oregon is tough.
Yeah.
Smaller, but again, in West Coast, so West Coast teams get shafted.
What's the toughest place that you played in your career?
In the Pac, and when I was in the Pac-10, Oregon by far was the toughest. We played at Auburn, my first start, so that was like SEC. That was so toughest to me is like crowd, just craziness, right? So like Auburn isn't like that, but it was still like a tough place to go into the South. From
How much are you shitting yourself before a game like that?
dude, so that game, the week before that game, so this is my first start ever. Pete Carroll named me the starter, like etched in sand, like don't F this up.
Damn.
And the week before, 2 weeks before.
I'm getting hyped up, by the way.
No, listen to this, dude. ESPN magazine came out with like their college football preview. It might have been like a month before the season. On the cover was Carlos Dansby and Dontarius Thomas. I ended up playing with Carlos in Arizona for 4 years.
Nice.
The two linebackers, all Americans. Auburn was like preseason number 1 in some polls. And I'm like, my first start going to Auburn. This magazine had just come out. I'm like, I'm actually getting goosebumps thinking about it. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, I was just like, I don't know what's going to happen. I was nervous, but I was like, I was ready. Like, I felt prepared. But I was like, I shit you not, dude. I got lucky. So our defense got a pick the first. So my first pass ever in college was a touchdown because we got the ball on like the 10-yard line.
Ice cold.
Oh, no. The defense did their job, got a pick, and then I threw a little stick nod to Mike Williams, who was my stud receiver at the time, my first for a touchdown. That literally eased all the nerves because then I was like, I threw for like, I don't even know, like 180 yards that game. We just kind of like managed the game. We beat them pretty good, but not that much, dude. I didn't get that. I didn't get that nervous before game. It was nerves, but like there were guys puking and like they just did all that. Like I was like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like just go play.
That's crazy. Yeah, Ninja told us that he gets the nits before he, which is the nervous shits before.
Does he really?
Before big streams? Yeah. So I've been using
before
that
big
term.
streams.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Say you're the king of EA Sports 25, the new game, and you have four 99 overalls to give out. Who are you giving them to?
In 25, just in this game?
Yep.
With the players?
Yeah, going into the season, who are the best 4 players in college football?
Travis Hunter is getting a 99.
Does he go both ways all year this year, you think?
Yeah, dude, he's sick. Yeah. I think they're going to, I mean.
I just worry that he's going to get injured if they
Dude,
play
it's
him.
wild. We had him last year a couple games. We saw it in person. It's just like he played 118 snaps, I think, that first game against TCU. Like that's in like 90-degry weather.
Yeah, it's absurd.
It was crazy. But he's a 99. He's a beast. He'll be a top 5 pick on defense, I think, when he leaves next year. I would. That's a good question. I think Donovan Edwards, I'd give him a 99. He's the best running back in the country back. He's a stud. And he won't be splitting time this year, so he's gonna have a big year. Who did I just did a Heisman list? Who are my Heisman? 99 is generous for these guys.
Yeah. It's tough to get to 99.
It's tough
I think, and I don't know if Madden has 4 99s in the game at one time.
Right.
But
I'll give the Missouri
Burden.
I'll give him a 99. He's a beast. That's 3, and then I got to give.
Sorry,
it
can you say Luther Burden?
Yeah, I'll give Luther Burden the 3rd. I think he is right. I think Mizzou. He's a stud. I'll give him a 99. I need a QB, so I'm going between.
I'm a big Mizzou fan, so I love that.
Yeah, let's give Mizzou some love. I'm between Shador.
Yeah.
Carson Beck.
Yeah. Game manager.
Dylan Gabriel. Quinn Ewers.
I think Gabriel's
I'm
getting
gonna give
a lot
Shador
of hype.
99. Let me just give my boy Shador. Shout out to Coach Prime.
All right.
Give him some love.
What's going
Shador's
on?
Nice.
What's going on at Colorado right now?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like,
do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God! During
It's
the
fun,
Colorado
right?
State game last year, I was like the biggest.
Were you there?
No,
we were there.
Oh yeah,
That was awesome.
we were supposed to go to that game. I can't remember why we didn't make it, but I was so bummed that we didn't because,
Dude, the
Electric Factory.
So I said this last year. It reminded me a lot of kind of us at SC when we were rolling and Pete had like the celebrities and just everyone kind of wanted a piece of SC. This was 20 years ago, but what Prime did this year, and again, like you got to win. So like the luster's kind of worn off. He's got to win. It's second year. You want to win and enough with the hoopla, but that's just who he is. And he's great. Prime is the best.
Yeah.
But like the hoopla behind that, man, like we were there. We went like 3 weeks out of 4. We just lived in freaking Boulder for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was wild, dude.
I mean, it was the mecca of college football for
the
a couple
sideline
weeks.
was like actors, hip hop, rappers, like everybody. And it was like, and now in this world, like social media cameras everywhere, I was like, is this like, are they filming like a TV show or is this a football? Like it was crazy.
I think everyone was kind of wondering which direction they would go with.
But I thought it was, you know what? I think it's great for college football, and it was, and I think it still will be because he's not like any other person. Like he has always been one of one. He's Dion. He is who he is. He's one of the greatest humans. He's a great guy.
Totally.
But he just beats to his own drum, and that's the way he lives. And it's kind of nice and refreshing that he's not like a lot of other just like he just does his own thing. And this is how he's running his program. Now again, like he knows they got to win football games, but it was wild.
What do you think their record's going to be?
Dude, I don't know. I think they're going to be – they moved to the Big 12, which is going to be tough. I think they'll be better. I think, they 4 wins last year, so I think they'll be better than that. The hardest part with this is just like when you build through the portal and you're constantly turning over, it's kind of hard to develop and all that. Like you still need to recruit. You still need to develop guys, and like that's kind of what came back to haunt them last year. They had no depth. I think they'll be better this year. I don't know. I mean, they could be like 8-9 wins. They could, if they stay healthy, or they could struggle because the Big 12's tough. It's going to be tougher than the Pac-12. That's for sure.
Yep. Well, you're clearly a natural at this podcasting stuff, and I heard that you got.
I'm trying to be like you.
You
dude.
got a crazy.
You
got something crazy coming up. You got to tell us about it.
Yeah. So, I'm launching a podcast with Jerry Ferrara, Turtle from Entourage.
Damn.
Power, Proctor.
Some
dude.
star power there,
Star
dude.
power. So me and Jerry are launching a podcast this fall. It's called Throwbacks.
That's
so
awesome.
It's a lot of it's going to be cool, man, because we go back, we're like the same age, we're in the same chapter in our life. We got little kids. He's a diehard sports fan. He's a diehard Knicks, New York, kind of everything.
What is he, a Jets guy?
He's a Knicks and Giants.
Oh, got it.
So he's just a diehard, but he's a diehard sports fan in general. And we kind of ran in the same circle 20 years ago in Hollywood because that's where Entourage. Like, so when I was kind of in my prime at USC, he was in his prime at Entourage. We're the same age. He's a year older than me.
And SC was like the sports team.
The squad. Dude. We were the professional team of LA. And so like we kind of ran in the same circle, and flash forward 20 years later, we're like in the same part of our life, like little kids, just like all this stuff. So like we hit it off right away. there'll be a lot of storytelling. There'll be a lot of sports and all that, but there'll be a lot of storytelling, a lot of parenting, just like two dads trying to like survive and you know, it's gonna be cool, man. So
that's it.
yeah, you can anywhere you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify.
Let's go.
But yeah, called Throwback. So it'll be
I'm gonna
launching
be pissed
soon.
if you guys don't check that out.
Check it out.
So do it.
It's like
right.
we're basically like every guy in your group chat. Just like when you just get
like
pissed at your wife or your girlfriend or your kids or like a sports take, that's like what we're
nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll be checking it out. And then you're also, I mean, you got college football analyst on your resume. You've got podcaster on your resume. You've got obviously all your football decorations and awards on your resume. And then I hear you also have a company that you're building on the side too.
Yeah, so Hall of Goats, man. So I'm getting in the gaming business, man. I got you a hat. I'm wearing the shirt. There you go. Look at that. That looks good.
Tell me about this. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, basically when NIL came out, my teammate, the founder of Hall of Goats, Greg Carlson, was my teammate at USC. We're best friends. He was like, dude, I want to, and he's kind of the tech, he built games for mobile for years and all this stuff. He's like, I really want to build a football game based on NIL and these college athletes now that they're getting paid. So that's where the vision, that's where the vision started. It's been a couple years now, just kind of forming out kind of the game and what we want it to be. And basically it's going to come out this fall. Kind of like Magic kind of meets Madden Ultimate Team. So it's like a trading card game.
Whoa.
With strategy. So you basically, you can buy different cards in our marketplace. You can build your team. You buy all the like Luther Burton, Carson Beck.
Nice.
You can buy that. Those guys will get a portion of all the proceeds, all the money.
Oh, that's genius.
And then basically it's like, you played like Retro Bowl.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So the way I could explain is like, you know, in Retro Bowl, you can pick 3 offensive plays or 3 defensive plays. In our game, you're not actually going to play it. You're actually coaching. So you're basically picking against the computer.
Got it.
So like if it's 1st and 10, again, you have your deck of cards, whatever. So it's 1st and 10. I think you're going to pass, whatever, or go deep. I'm going to run man-to-man or cover 2. And then it obviously simulates like that. Then there's this thing called action cards, which is actually really cool. So we're still building these out. But like you can have like a touchdown rewind card. So say you're on the goal line. And you can only play one of these per game.
Yeah.
And you buy these cards and all that. And I think it's 1st and goal, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna score on this. I'm gonna play my touchdown rewind card. If you score, I get the points.
Got it.
So the points.
Oh my god.
So there's little intricacies like that.
It's like a
that
pick
obviously,
6. Kind of.
Yeah. So like it's just cool. So you want to collect your deck. You want to build your team. You want to get the best players. You can buy rare cards. If you do buy rare cards, that'll come with cool perks like merch or maybe autographs, all that kind of stuff. So it's been really cool. Our game dev guy is a guy named Brian Graham, who basically shipped Madden back in the day. He's a beast.
Legend.
He's a legend. So he's developing the game. So we're there, man. We're close and keeping on. It'll be on mobile. So check it out. Hall of Goats.
It's crazy that you're able to juggle all these things. I mean, I imagine
it's a lot, man.
Yeah, I imagine going into the season, it's even crazier. And you told me before we started filming that you've been just as addicted to the NCAA game as I have. What's the most broken play in college football 25?
Dude, so like I'm not good enough to have like these plays, but I will say this. I just run around with the quarterback, dude. That's all I do. I cannot play with, and no offense to Miller Moss at USC. Everyone's like, why don't you play with USC? I'm like, because Miller Moss can't run. He ain't running that game.
Yeah, you need Michael Vick out there.
So I played a season with Jalen Daniels at Kansas.
Oh, nice. That's a fun team.
It's fun. They're fun. And then I did a couple shows. So I played with Michigan, whose quarterback is the kid named Orgy.
Yep.
And he's
tough name.
And then tough name. Yeah, exactly. And then Jalen Milroe is an absolute animal in that game. He might be the best player in that game.
Between the name Penix and Orgy, the college football names are starting to be a little fishy. I'm not sure if these are real. Out of the top 10 teams in NCAA 25, who's overrated, who's underrated? Georgia at 95 overall.
I mean, they're underrated, dude. I mean, they've won 2 of the last 3 titles. What are they ranked in that game? 2?
1. They're 1 right now.
They're right there.
Ohio State 93 overall.
Dude, underrated. I think that's the best team in college football this year.
Wow.
They're stacked, dude.
Undefeated?
I mean, they should be. That's the schedule's brutal, but I mean, they are stacked this year.
True.
That's Ryan Day's best team he's had.
Does he get? Is Ryan Day the head coach at Ohio
If
State
they
next
lose
year?
again,
Yeah. What do you
that's
think?
a good question. I don't think they're losing this year, but that is like you lose what 3 years in a row or
Yeah,
4?
but
Is it
it's
3?
your only loss, pretty much.
dude. But people there, man. I talked to Urban Meyer about it. If you go undefeated but lose that game,
It's
they'll call
over.
for your job.
Yeah.
And that and they've lost. They've gotten bullied by Michigan last 2 years.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Oregon 93 overall. That's the same.
They're ranked 3rd.
Yeah, they're ranked 3rd, but
Dude,
that's the same rating as Ohio State.
So then I would say they're a little. I think they're right where they need to be as far as ranking. I'd say they're a little overrated. They're moving to the Big Ten. I think they're going to be really good this year. But they got Ohio State. They got who else? They got Michigan. They got a tough schedule. So I would hold off on them. But I think they got a chance to win it all too. They're really good.
Bama with a new head coach. They are. Sorry, I got to tell you that. Tell you the rating. 92 overall. With DeBoer as the head coach.
Kalen DeBoer's great. Their quarterback is going to be a stud. I would say overrated. Just too many question marks. You lose the GOAT, Nick Saban. They got to answer some questions for me.
Did you see the disparity between Saban's office and DeBoer's office? That just went viral on Twitter.
What happened?
DeBoer's office is like super sterile and like almost like corporate looking, and
Saban's
Saban
got
had like a
45
whiskey
trophies.
drinking
Oh, he had a
office, like one of those like whiskey lounge looking things.
I mean, that's what happens when
And
you're
all the dudes were like, "This is
That's
the
when you
real one."
when you run the state of Alabama, dude. Like you just do whatever the hell you want.
Texas at a 92 overall.
I think that's overrated. They lost. I think they're going to be good. I think they lost a lot of guys, and they moved to the SEC. So again, they have a chance, but I think again I got to see more from them this year.
Clemson 90.
I think they're underrated, dude. I'm telling you, Clemson's going to make a run this year.
All right.
Yeah, I'm calling it right now. They're going to be back.
We'll keep this receipt. Notre Dame also a 90.
Anything with Notre Dame, I'm going overrated.
Wow.
Yeah, I
You hate
can't
'em.
stand Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I can't stand Brady Quinn, who
Me
I work
either.
with.
No conference
I want
wants
to
them.
post that. I can't stand Brady Quinn. Guy's just an asshole.
You want to just dig in on
We
him a
could
little?
clip that. No,
Yeah,
no,
all right,
that's
sweet.
my guy. That's my guy.
And then we'll
But he
just
knows I can't stand him.
rapid fire the last couple. LSU 90 overall.
Oh, that's overrated. I mean, we'll see. I mean, they could be good this year, but they lost Jaden Daniels. They lost a lot of guys.
You lose a Heisman quarterback.
Yeah,
and
you're probably gonna take a step back.
you're gonna have to be overrated.
They got
There's
SC coming up. They got SC week 1.
Penn State at 89 overall.
I would say overrated. I think they're kind of right where they need to be. They got to prove they can beat Michigan and Ohio State. So they're always going to be kind of that team until they can beat those guys.
Yeah, I mean when they have the
Dude, they're 10-2 every year with 2 losses.
but they got Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba?
Yeah, they put that in the game where it's like the Mo Bamba song.
Oh yeah.
It's like the pressure.
Have you been to a game in Penn State?
I've not, but I want to
Dude,
go.
we're going there this year. It's sick.
Yeah, I've heard
You
it's
should get-
awesome.
yeah.
The whiteout stuff looks crazy.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is nuts. 88 for Utah. Last one.
Underrated, dude. That team's good, man.
Yeah, they're nasty.
They're nasty.
Yeah,
I think
SC's had a tough run with them.
The cool thing this year about the playoff is 12 teams. So like all these teams, you could lose probably 3 games and get in potentially. And like Utah's one of those. I think they'll win the Big 12. Like they're gonna be good, dude.
Nice.
And that place is tough as hell to play at, dude.
All right, I got a controversial one for you. So here's a hypothetical. I'm your head coach. I'm Pete Carroll. We're in the national championship. 25 seconds on the clock. We got 1 timeout. We could hand it to Reggie Bush, who's the greatest running back in college football history, or we could throw a quick slant. And I call a quick slant. What do you do?
Dude, I say, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Handing off to Reggie Bush.
Let's go. That's what I was
Are
hoping
you kidding
you'd
me,
say.
Pete? Are you kidding me, Pete? I would look at him and be like, and I'd be like, no.
Damn, obviously referencing the
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn play. Have you ever talked to Pete about that?
No, but I will next time I see him.
Wow.
He's teaching at SC now. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah, he's
That's
gonna
awesome.
teach a class this fall.
Heck yeah.
Is that
Great
like-
dude.
I heard some story that something that just came up again that they had done like film study, right? Which this is why coaches and we always say this, like coaches overcoach, especially in the NFL, like because you have only 16 games, you prep like 100 plays a week, and it's just like at the end of the day, coaches always go back to like plays they like it's just you almost overcoach, but you only have so many opportunities, right? It's not like NBA or MLB where you play a ton of games, so like they just overthink everything. I do remember them saying something about like they had seen something in film study. It just came out like 100 times, like, okay, this is the play we're going to call. I think it was a built-in run with that slant, and they got the look to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. This is like when this is where analytics is just bullshit, dude.
I know. Yeah. I
you
think
got
the same
Marshawn Lynch, and I don't even know if Pete, whatever, like, but you have a 240-pound absolute beast mode.
Yeah.
And you just, what is it, first and goal maybe or second goal? Like I would hand the ball off to him 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
On the 2-yard line. And you're by the way, you're another Super Bowl champ, 2-time, one of the best coaches of all time at both levels. Come on, Pete.
Yeah, that was tough.
I'm going to ask him that though next time I see him.
But
I'm sure he hasn't gotten that before.
Respect your answer there. Who you got winning it all? Walk me through the bracket. We got a new playoff set up.
Yeah.
How do you think it's all going to play out?
So we got 12 teams this year. The top 4 conference champs get a bye. I did this earlier this summer. I'm going to Ohio State. Again, I don't know. I'm not a professional here, but I think on paper that's the best team in college football. Like the portal, the guys they have coming back, they're stacked.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith coming in at receiver, dude's nasty.
Dude, I talked to Chip Kelly this summer. Said he's like a top 5 pick now as a freshman. Now, if he left, like he's just that. He's like he's just that dude. Like he's
in high school, like an NFL player.
Yeah, like he's that dude. Like if he would be one and done if it was one and done. Then they got running backs. They're stacked. So I think Ohio State is my pick to win it all. I think Georgia is right there. I think I like Oregon kind of as like not a sleeper, but I think Oregon's got a shot. They'll play Ohio State in the regular season, then possibly in a Big Ten championship game. So who knows? I mean, I don't know, but those would be my 3, man.
Love it.
I think Bama is a little bit of like a sleeper who might not win the SEC but could win it all. Dude, I'm gonna send you a button.
Thanks, Matt. What is the greatest play in college football history?
One of the greatest plays is the Stanford Cal band is on the field.
That's a band.
Right?
Yeah. Can you imagine if that happened now?
Dude, like the trumpet player got trucked in the end zone too. I think like the call is great, like the call in that game. And then just the play itself is like, you'll just never get that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
to me is like one of the best plays. I'm going old school, like the Doug Flutie Hail Mary play.
Yeah, those are. I
like
grew up watching those on YouTube.
The pick six, the kick six, Bama Auburn. Remember that?
The call on that one gives you goosebumps every time. Dude. Can you imagine? That was Chris Davis Jr.
Yeah,
and like that dude.
I think he broke his hip on that play.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think he broke his. I think when he scored, they dogpiled on. I'm almost positive like he fractured his hip.
No way
on that play. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know that. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that play absolutely. I remember I was watching that game with my dad. I will never forget seeing that play live. It was just one of those moments where you like instantly know that was college football history that I just watched.
Did you watch remember the Michigan State where
the blocked punt or whatever?
Punt,
yeah.
Where they had it was like hard. It was like early and hard. We were in the Fox studio watching that live, and all they had to do was like just get the punt off. It was like 2 seconds left, and they blocked it and scored.
Or just like I think there was like enough time that you could have just thrown it up a heave and then let it land. But
that's why, dude. That's why college football is the best.
Damn. If you had to come up with the most viral NCAA football cover of all time, who would you put on it?
Oh, that's a good question. Because I'm biased, but I think the SC Texas game was the greatest game of all time.
I think so everyone agrees.
I would say like cover players from that game. So like. Maybe me and Reggie versus like Vince and who was their dog? Michael Huff was their best player on defense. Like kind of reliving that.
That's sick.
That would be pretty sick, right?
That's
because everybody would know like reference that game.
Yeah. Would you guys look happy on the cover?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, we would play that game over. We win that game 100 times out of 100 times. We played it in the video game.
Yo, why did it take so long for Reggie to get his Heisman back?
Dude, good question. NCAA. NCAA screwed him. We all know that. It was like there was like this weird. I don't know enough. I'm not educated enough on like there were like these laws and legislation stuff in the NCAA. When it hit a certain point, like 10 years, 8 years, whatever it was, I think like he was no longer put in that box, so like he could get it back or something. That was a couple years ago. But it just, I think they were just stubborn and they just refused. And basically, kind of what happened was, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot deeper. Like you should talk to Reggie about this. There's a lot deeper. There's more context to the story. But I do think with the shift of college athletics, and I think the pressure that NCAA was feeling, because it was all bullshit, as we know. Honestly, I just think they were a little nervous and they just decided to do it. It was complete BS, obviously, and I've been on record saying that a bunch of times.
Yeah,
like everyone knew he was the best player in college football. He deserved that, and he got it back, man. And I'm happy for him. It was great, man. Great day for his family. His kids got to see it. Like it's just like it's crazy that happened.
Damn. All right, sorry. I do have one last question. I promise we're done, but I had to ask this because I just thought of it. But obviously, you know, you are always doing your homework as an analyst. You've seen some of these crazy numbers flying around for the NIL earnings, I should say, in college football. You know, I was on a flight here yesterday, and I see two guys wearing college football backpacks, and they're sitting first class now. That didn't used to happen. But
that would be suspension, buddy.
Yeah. Back in the day, if it was legal, how much are you and Reggie pulling in NIL?
Oh, dude, we're pulling in a shit ton of money, dude.
Give me a number.
Dude, I saw some numbers floating out there. Like I think we'd probably anywhere between like 3 and 5 million a year, probably.
Oh my God. Does it hurt now knowing?
Oh, dude, it hurts bad. Dude, it hurts so bad.
Because you were on top of the world.
I do the math on this. So like we brought in, and these numbers are probably wrong, but ballpark. Like I remember, like every time we went to a bowl game, you would get like, so when we went to the national championship game, we get like 20 million as a school, but then you would divide like a quarter of that to other schools or something. But like you'd walk away with say $15 million. I don't know if that's even close, but like a big chunk of money every year. So there's that. Then there's the ticket sales, right? Like
crazy.
We had 90,000 in our stands every single game.
Yep.
Then there's the merch. Then there's just every other thing that you would do, especially now. Like you're getting, and a lot of these guys like
and
are
the
getting,
game,
and then the game, and then on top of that, think about like the brand deals you're doing and all the stuff that you're doing, and now all these kids are doing. So like, I'm telling you, dude, we would have made so much money.
Damn. Yeah, I was going to say even
really
more than
it
5.
It really hurt. Yeah. I mean, I know what some of these kids are making. Like a lot of the numbers now are inflated. I do know that like there's some kids that have made 7 figures for sure, because I've seen some of the deals throughout like a year or two. But dude, we're making, dude. Let me tell you this: I'm not living at the Caribbean my junior year. I'll tell you that.
What's the Caribbean?
The Caribbean is just a shithole at USC. But it was I shared a room, by the way.
You see Caleb's like penthouse suite he was staying in?
This is a great story. So my junior year, this is right after I won the Heisman, and right after I announced I'm going back to school. So it was a big deal. And my quarterback coach, Steve Clarkson, who's still my boy, I've known him since I was little, came over to it was a big deal. It was a big press conference. I'm announcing all this stuff. He came over to like be with me there or whatever. And I was like, Steve, like I need an iron. Can you bring me an iron? Okay, so let me just like paint this picture of the Caribbean. So like, remember Melrose Place?
No.
Okay, so Melrose Place was like this show that I was when I was young. Yeah. So like I'm trying to equate it now, but whatever. So like it was filmed in this apartment complex with like a pool in the center and like, you know, apartments around 2 stories.
Okay.
The Caribbean, we had bikes in the bottom of our pool. Like a couch. It was just nasty.
Oh my God.
And I lived pretty much, it was a whole frat house. Yeah, a couple football guys lived there, but it was essentially like a frat house. But it was awesome, dude. It was total college living.
Yeah.
And I lived there for 1 year. I shared a 1-bedroom with my boy at the time. This is the year I won that Heisman in the national championship. My best friend lived next door.
You could argue that's why you won.
We thought about ripping out the wall between our apartments and just saying, screw it. and just doing this one big thing. Also, this is when Halo came out, so we were big Halo guys.
Oh, let's go.
We would run the cords from all across the complex, and we would be like 16 screen Halo playing online. It was awesome.
That's sick.
This was 2004. Halo was that was my first, and then like Call of Duty, all this stuff. But anyways, the point I'm making is he came over and this first time he ever saw my apartment, and he's like, I don't know if I can cuss. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah, you can cuss.
This is where you live." He ironed my shirt on a couch that had like stains on it. I go to the press conference. I'm in like, if you watch the press conference now, you'd be like, an hour before that, I'm sitting there like, dude, I don't have an iron, Steve. Is this shirt pressed? I'm wearing like an oversized shirt because I was like the jam back in the day. And yeah, so to answer your question about NILs, like I was living I had a Ford Ranger, dude, my car from high school, stick shift. My parents wouldn't even buy me an automatic.
Oh my God.
They're like, if you want a car, because we weren't poor, but we were very middle class. Like, it's like if you want a car, you're gonna learn how to drive a stick. So, but yeah, dude. But it would have been nice, man, to have like $5 million at like 19, 20.
Oh my God.
Although
probably make some dumb decisions.
Yeah. I mean, I made some dumb decisions. But
not
dude.
you.
The Caribbean, the Bean, we used to call it. Legendary, dude.
Well, yeah.
Shout out to the Bean.
Ton of respect for you and your career and how it's still continuing to unfold. Awesome stuff coming up on college football season.
Yep.
We'll be watching every Saturday. Matt Leinart, thank you so much for being on Party Chat. We will see you next time.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.